would like to welcome our 2024
All right, we're excited to be here at the Carson Hall of Fame celebration, and we're going to have an opportunity to hear from some of our inductees tonight. So can you tell everybody your name and the year that you were here at Carson?
Hi, my name is Arnold Ali. I played football at Carson High School. I was a linebacker, class of 88.
All right, Arnold, congratulations. I'm going to ask you just a couple questions. Can you tell us one of your favorite memories from playing football at Carson High?
Well, one of my favorite, I've had a lot of memories, positive memories, but I'd have to say my favorite was when in my junior year when we beat Banning for the championship. They were number one in the nation. We beat them, and then eventually sent Ferragamo off for retirement.
Like to hear that. So what's it like being able to come back here and celebrate all the things that you were able to achieve when you were in high school?
Oh, it's awesome. Just getting to spend time with family and alumni, and just to kind of reminisce and reflect on the special memories at Carson with the people, the special people that, were all part of our lives. And it's just a great event. I'm, honored to be here to spend time with everybody.
All right. Well, we appreciate you. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks.
All right. We're excited to be here at the Carson Hall of Fame celebration, and I'm here with Al Washington. Can you tell us the year that you were at Carson, your jersey number and your position?
Absolutely. Graduated in 1983, 1982 LA City Champs, quarterback, number 11.
All right. Tell us, what was one of your favorite memories from playing football at Carson High?
My favorite memories were always team. The camaraderie we had, the unity that we shared, just working hard together and coming home with that LA City Championship in 1982.
Oh, I love that. Congratulations, by the way.
Appreciate it.
What's it like coming back and celebrating and seeing all the folks here at Carson High?
This is what it's all about. I love the diversity, for one thing. That's what I remember, and that's what I share with people outside of the Carson community, the diversity that we had and how well we played together and got along on campus and also outside the campus, and it shows tonight.
All right, Al. Well, we appreciate it, and congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
All right, I'm here with my good friend Adrien Alo, and we are excited to celebrate her tonight. Can you just tell everybody what years you were at Carson, what position you played, your jersey number?
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Copa. Copa and I are the same year. We started in fall of 98 and we graduated 2002. I was blessed to play varsity 4 years. I played the outfield and then third and shortstop. And I was number 32.
32. Okay. What was one of your favorite memories playing softball at Carson High?
Wow. There were a lot, but I have to say that each year that my team and we were blessed to make it to the city championship. Although we didn't win, it was just a great opportunity for a great group of girls to make it each year.
Love it. And what's it like being invited to come back and be honored and celebrated tonight?
A true blessing. Just to go back, it's been about 20 years for me. So to see generations before me, just see the history of Carson here in one room. It's definitely a beautiful event, and we're thankful to the committee for hosting it and just the opportunity to come here.
All right. Well, once again, congratulations, Adrien. All right. Can you tell us your name, the year you were at Carson, and a little bit about your time at Carson High?
Okay, my name is Dennis Antonio. I was a member of the 1971 team, and my Carson High experience was really awesome. Met a lot of friends, met a lot of good teammates, and it's nice to see everybody here enjoying this event, and thanks for putting it all together. Really appreciate it.
Can you tell us, do you remember your jersey number and the position that you played on the team?
Yeah. I was playing linebacker and also running back. And my number was number 33.
All right. Do you remember a favorite memory from your time playing at Carson?
Favorite memory was when we won the city. That was the biggest thrill that I ever had. And after a year of work and sacrifices, it was worth it. It was worth it.
All right. Well, once again, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. Can you please tell us your name, the year you were at Carson High, and your jersey number?
Hi, I'm Mario Licciardi. I played on the 1971 football team. I graduated in 72. My number 63, give it up.
What was your position, Mario?
I was outside linebacker.
Can you tell us a favorite memory that you have from your time playing at Carson?
You know, Koba, you'd have to just have been there, obviously, but 71 was a magical season. I can't just pick one or two, but the most incredible game was the Banning game. We won that game on a 2-point conversion by Jimmy Vaipu, but that's probably the biggest memory of all the games that we played, that we won 12-0. We were incredible, 32 points a game. They couldn't run on us. They couldn't pass on us. And Wesley Walker, NFL, played on our team. Joe Shipp, Doug Ellison. Anyways, I know this is your interview. I don't mean to be carrying.
I love it. I always love to hear about beating Banning. So thanks again for being with us, and congratulations.
Bless you.
All right. Can you please tell us your name, the year you were at Carson, and your jersey number?
My name is James Vipo. I was in there in 71, and my jersey number was 32.
All right. What's one of your favorite memories playing football at Carson?
Well, you might say Banning High School. That was my favorite, where I threw down the ball on the first play for a touchdown. I threw it down before I reached the goal line. And the last play, I got the 2-point play to win the game. Yes, I guess that's my favorite.
Oh, man, James, that's awesome. What's it like coming back and being celebrated here tonight?
It's different. Seeing all these guys, don't know most of it. I mean, they all look different to me, but yeah, it's great to see them.
Well, we appreciate you coming out, and once again, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
All right. Can you please tell us your name, the year you were at Carson High?
Yes, my name is Donon Andrade, and I graduated from Carson High School in 1979.
Do you have a favorite memory from your time competing as an athlete at Carson?
Oh, absolutely. There's many of them, but I must say one of my most favorite memory is growing up on the courts at Carson High School and being able to almost play on the boys tennis team, but the rule changed and I was not able to. I played on the girls team, made a lot of friends, spent so many hours on those courts with my father growing up on those courts, but yes.
Well, it certainly paid off, and congratulations. What's it like coming back to be honored and celebrated at the Hall of Fame tonight?
Oh, I am so humbled by this honor, and I'm so excited about being honored with so many great athletes, and it's just really bringing back a lot of memories, and I'm having the time of my life. I will cherish this moment forever.
Thank you so much, Dron, and once again, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. Can you please tell us your name and the years you were at Carson High?
My name is James Batchelor. I graduated from Carson in 1968. I was a member of the 1966 football team. We got indicted 2 years ago. And I played from B football all the way through my senior year, injured my knee my senior year. But I was an all-leaguer as a 10th grader. And my senior year, I got knocked out because of my injury. But I was on the team, won the city championship, and I'm proud of that. My brother Ernie was on the 71 team, and I'm here to back him up today. And one of my best friends, Donon Andrade's sister, is being indicted today, Doron, for her tennis play. So
we're glad you could be with us here tonight. Do you have a favorite memory from your time playing and being at Carson High?
I think the whole 3 years. Things were a lot different than they are now. But, yeah, it was just a tight group, bunch of people that all went through at the right time. And we still have friends from back then today. So that means a lot. That's really big.
So what's it like coming back and celebrating here tonight?
The people a little older. David Alexeri, good buddy of mine too. He's right there, and it's good to see him. I haven't seen a lot of these people in a lot of years, and it's just good to be back here to see him.
All right. Well, once again, congratulations. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. God bless.
All right. Can you please tell everybody your name and the years that you were at Carson High?
David Alexiri, went to school there, the 66 team, the 67 varsity teams. And then Coach Volnagel on my wedding line asked me to come out and coach in 1971. So I changed my major from business to physical education. I became a coach and teacher 71, and I was there 71, 73, and 76 as a coach.
Those are some pretty good years at Carson High.
Yeah.
Tell us some of your favorite memories.
Well, we won the city in 66. I was on the team in front of 17,000. We beat Dick Enright's team, and I coached with him later. So that was something. And then we were third in the city and didn't go to the playoffs in 67. They only took one team. And coaching-wise, 71, that was the greatest team you ever seen, especially against Ferragamo, 20,000 people at Vet Stadium, Ferragamo to Rivera, and Ellison to Wesley Walker. All these pros, Joe Shipp, who played for the Buffalo Bills. And then 73, we went to the finals, all the way to the finals. After 24 games in a row, we went to the finals and lost to Gardena. And then 76, that's the first year Banning came out, and they had Freeman McNeil, and they won it, and they beat us finally for the Marine Championship. So then I went to coach in Orange County, Capistrano Valley High, and I was a head coach at San Clemente High and coached at Saddleback College. And I'm really proud of my daughter, Sonny, and Steel Pulse lead guitar, Grammy-nominated son who played ball, too.
Wow. Well, congratulations again. What's it like being back and celebrating here tonight?
Good. You know that his brother is the head coach at the NFL coach.
Carolina Panthers.
Carolina Panthers. Yeah.
Also Carson High.
Yeah, Carson High. That's right. Thank you very much. That's about
Thank you,
it.
Coach. Congratulations.
Carson Colts forever. C-C-C-A-R-S-S-S-O-N. C-A-R-S-O-N. Go Carson. All right.
All right. Thank you.
Hello. I'm here with Ernie Bachelier, who was on the 1971 undefeated city championship team. That was voted the best team in LA City history. Ernie, what do you have to say about your team back then?
We had a very good team back then. We were very blessed to be part of that team. We beat them in a row. We beat them good, and they got the first touchdown off of me, my guy Benjamin. So I'll always remember that. And we had a great team. We were very blessed. We were glad to be part of that team 53 years ago.
And Ernie came from a line of bachelors that played for Carson High School. And are you the last one?
I was the last one. I was the baby boy of the group. So my brother James was on your team in 66. And,
Gaston on the 65.
Gaston was on the 65, and my brother Ben was on the 65 team, too.
Is that right? Okay.
Yes. So here we are.
All right, man. Well, that's Ernie Bachelier, city champ. Hello, I'm talking to Pat Silva from the 1972 undefeated Carson Colts. They went 12-0 and made it 24 games in a row. Pat, what do you have to say about your team?
The greatest around.
How about a memory that you remember?
There are so many memories. It's coming from behind Gardena. Great game. Just all the people that I've met through the year.
Great. He said the comeback from Gardena was a highlight for him. And so what was your best game?
My best game was manual arts game. It was just a tough beat-out game. I caught 3 passes out as a wide receiver, and 2 of them went for touchdowns. One of them was 86 yards.
Whoa. Well, congratulations. Anything else you want to say? Go Carson.
Go Carson.
All right. Go Carson. Pat Silva, 1972 city champs. How you doing? This is Tim. Here we go. Tim Shancy from the 1972 undefeated Carson High School football team. Tim, what do you have to say about your great team?
I'm just glad I got to be there and stand with the giants of our school. It's a great legacy, and I had the greatest time in high school playing football.
Oh, that's great. And now, what game do you remember that stands out in your mind in 72? Because there were some tough games I remember.
Watching Wesley Walker catch a football and run for a touchdown with nobody near him.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And Well, hey, listen, you are the tradition offensive lineman. He was an offensive tackle, and that defensive lineman didn't have a chance against this guy. That's all I know. Anything last you want to say?
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Go Carson.
Go Carson. All right. Thanks, Dave. Good job. This is Big Bruce Nations. They had a big picture of him and the other guy, both over 300 pounds. Bruce played on the 72 varsity undefeated Carson Colts, and I coached him as a JV in 1971. And he'll never forget that. And Joe Orbio, what do you have to say about your experience at Carson High School, Bruce Nations, offensive lineman?
Great day. Great day to be here. First day at Carson High, met this guy on his first day of work, along with Joe Orbio. This was the nice guy. Joe Orbio put out all the punishment and discipline required to have a championship team. Lost our first game. Joe beat us up. We never lost again. This was the intellect of our team, the coach, and we went forward ever since. It was a great time. Carson was a great experience. We had a great time there. Never forget.
All right. Bruce Nations, stud.
That's it.
Go
Good.
Carson.
Good to see you, pal.
Good to see you, buddy.
All right. Can you please tell us your name and the years that you were at Carson High?
My name is Saili Solomona Tuitasi, and my brother is Meki Solomona, and he's a member of the team for 1971.
Wow. What's it like being here tonight, honoring all the Hall of Fame inductees?
Well, I'm also a teacher at Carson High School, and I am teaching with the Academy of Medical Arts, preparing students for going to the medical field. So being here tonight is overwhelming, and I wish my brother is here, but I know he's here in spirit. And his wife, Valfua Soliai Solomona, and his daughter and grandbabies are all watching. So congratulations to my brother for a job well done with his team.
Thank you so much for being here, and congratulations to your brother and the family.
Thank you.
I'm standing here with one of the icons of Carson High football, Louie Ali. And he was a player on the 1985 team. And let me just ask Leroy, who went on to play at University of Oregon. Leroy, what do you have to say about Carson High football in your year?
Well, you know what? We had such a great team. We were actually one of the first team to be banning in the championship at the Coliseum. We had a great team, great camaraderie. You know, we all played for each other. I was just excited to be part of it. And I'm excited today to be here with to represent my family with Arnold Ali being inducted in the Hall of Fame. Just excited to be here. My whole family's here. My mom's here. We're all here, man. Thank you.
By the way, his brother went to Notre Dame and also played at UCLA, and he was the head coach at Carson and still should be, but he's not. But here's the man who made us proud. Thank you very much. I'm talking to a Carson resident that saw it all. She was there in the beginning before banning, and Carson really made it big. But she was a three-sport athlete at Marymount High School and the straight-A student in the Alexeri family, only one. Now, what do you have to say about the sports of Carson?
Fabulous. Absolutely fabulous.
Okay. She's very modest, but I wanted to get her in because she was there for all those years of the Carson banning. She knew them all.
Love ya.
Okay.
All right, I'm here with Sal, one of our Hall of Fame inductees this evening, and just want to ask a couple questions. How was this night for you?
It doesn't get any better than this, man. My whole family's here. My team families. It was awesome. Great night.
As you think about reflections on the whole night and specific memories or things that you're taking away from your time at Carson High, what are a couple things that stand out to you?
I think the intensity and the integrity that we had on the field all times. I mean, We all played together. Nobody was too big a star. I mean, we had stars, but nobody looked at them anyway other than they were good players, you know. And we had a lot of good players, thank goodness, over the years. 72, at the end of the season, Volnel said he was surprised. He thought we were going to be a third-place team. And yet we went 12-0 and ran it again and won the city championship. So it was just that we just didn't give up type of thing, you know. So it's pretty cool.
It was inspiring to hear your story about showing up and kind of picking up football from scratch.
Yeah.
And what words of encouragement do you have for any of our younger, up-and-coming athletes that are out there?
Do it. Go out there. You're going to get good – at Carson, at least, you're going to get good coaching, I believe, even nowadays. But back then, we had excellent coaching, and they taught us. I never put on a football uniform before, right? And a year later, I'm playing varsity football. It was awesome.
Well, again, congratulations. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
All right, for everybody out there watching, can you tell everybody your name, your graduation year, your jersey number, and your position?
My name is Louie Fiatoa. I played at Carson High School from 67 to 70. My jersey number from B football at varsity was 64, and I played offensive guard and defensive tackle.
All right. Do you have a favorite memory from your time playing at Carson High?
Yeah, the many times we played Gardena High School and they kept beating us by a few points. Very frustrating. And I can remember the plays. I'm not going to name a bunch of the guys that dropped the ball, literally. But, yeah, I wish we could have beaten Gardena more times when I was playing at Carson.
How was this evening for you, celebrating and being invited into the Hall of Fame at Carson High?
Oh, it's way more than I could have possibly imagined. I never knew it was this elaborate and this well organized, and so many people had no idea. But very honored, very humbled, have been here and have been honored with the other inductees as well as 71, 72 undefeated teams from Carson. An extraordinarily wonderful experience.
Dr. Lou, congratulations one more time. It's a pleasure to have you with us, and God bless you.
Thank you.
All right, it's a very special night. Can you tell everybody your name, the year that you were here at Carson, and your jersey number?
My name's Rick Vasca, and my number was 55. I was here back a long time ago. Started here in 66 when they had the first championship. I was a B. And then I got into the 11th and 12th grade. And then from here, I went up to UCLA. And I was in this ceremony last year. But when I came to this ceremony the first year that they have it, I couldn't believe the achievement that those guys had gotten to. I mean, we're talking NFL records. We're talking multiple Super Bowls, Olympic gold medals. I mean, it was incredible. So I was real happy to be here last year, and I wouldn't have missed this for the world. This is really a special event. I think Carson is doing quite a job to put something like this in there, and having a Hall of Fame, I think it's incredible.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing. Is there one specific memory that you could think of from your time at Carson High that stands out to you?
Well, mostly it was the early time when I was 14 when I got here, and I learned the definition of aggression by playing football, because I was taught that you weren't supposed to be aggressive, but then all of a sudden they were reinforcing and patting you on the back, and you were getting lots of accolades for just running into people. It blew my mind. And I think technically that was my first addiction. Aggression, adrenaline.
Well, thanks so much for sharing. Thanks for being here. Congratulations once again.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with a 1971 city champ, outside linebacker, ripped on those guys. You had Ferragamo, Rams Super Bowl quarterback, in the grass. He had him. And then Jose went in, 12-0 with the Carson Colts of 71, and then made our league in baseball ahead of Eddie Murray, the great Dodger. And he loves the Dodgers, but he beat them.
Yeah, I did.
What do you have to say about this your 71 season, Jose?
Well, it was an honor to play with that team. We were 12-0, great teammates, and the thing I remember the most is, we just got along together, all of us. We, no matter what we did, we all got together and played as teammates and did the right thing for the team.
Excellent. By the way, he married my sister, who was a beta girl, and she was the most spirited Colt ever. Diana. Yeah. And also, by the way, they were you saw remember the Titans movie with, what's his name? You know that movie? Who was in that? Who's the star in Remember the Titans? Denzel Washington, okay? They were number 2 in the nation. Guess who's number 1? Yeah. Carson, 1971. The Remember the Titans were number 2. And this guy right here, that wasn't his size. It was hit. He could hit people. Congratulations. Anything else you want to say?
Well, the only thing I remember in the batting game, where there was less than 2 minutes left. We had to win that game, and Robbie McLean ran it for 74 yards, and then Von Nagel says, we're going for 2, and we did, and we won 29-28.
Yep. Awesome game. 20,000. Yeah. Thank you, Jose. Yeah. Jose Mesa. City Jets. Here.
How are we doing, everybody? How are we doing? Can you guys hear me to my right? Can you guys hear me to my right? Make some noise. Can you hear me on the right? Make some noise.
Do what?
Can you hear me? People down the middle. Can you hear me down the middle? Can you guys hear me okay? All right. People to my left. Can you guys hear me on the left? Just okay. Perfect. All right. We'll keep it going.
Let me know when they go out.
Great evening ahead of us, everybody.
Excuse me. I don't know why it went out over there, but it's not going out now.
Represented by his daughter Sue. We had James Moisia. We had Ronnie Carver. We had Nick Van Loo. Frank Gutierrez, who unfortunately recently has passed away. Rick Basta was here. Jimmy Sander. Eldred Hudson. And Bob Bartlett. Let's give a hand to all those first two passed. Moving forward, we need your help in selecting future Hall of Famers. In your program, you have that the program is awesome. Tricia Pereira does a great job with our program every year, volunteering her time. Trish is awesome. Let's give Tricia. In that program, there is a mission statement about what you need, what the criteria is to be nominated. So please do that. And there's also a statement sheet there where you can actually nominate somebody and hand that in to myself or any of the workers here. You can also go to the CCAA website to nominate individuals or teams. I'd also like to tell you that this event is being live streamed. So all of it will be able to be recorded and viewed by you at a later date should you choose. What's going to happen tonight is the individuals and the teams are going to come up as groups as soon as I'm done talking here and introducing your MC. They will all come up here as a group, and the 8 individuals that are inducted. We're inducting the 71 and 72 teams and the 8 individuals as well. They will be here, and we will have our band play the fight song in the alma mater as well. We're fortunate to have them volunteer their time to come up here and take us. So let's give it a hand. Group and individual pictures can take place after. It hasn't been until midnight, so you have plenty of time to do what you want to do after this is done. So what we're going to do after they come up as a group and they receive proclamations from the city and a couple words from our sponsors, because we're not-for-profit. So we need help by the city and we need help from people to make this happen, because it's pretty costly to say the least. So after that is done, then everybody will go back to their seats and we'll eat. After we eat, each group will come up individually and be introduced individually. Every member of the 71 team who's here will be introduced. And after they're introduced, Doug Ellison will say a few words on behalf of that team. After they're done, the 72 team will come up, and Bob Suey-Cowan will say words on behalf of that team. And then the 8 individuals will come up, and each of them will have a few words to say about their experience and their journey while in Carson and after Carson. So this is going to be a special event. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we hope you enjoy yourselves, and I hope that all of these people who did all these special things for us have an enjoyable evening as well. What I'd like to do now is introduce our MC, our Master of Ceremonies. And we're very blessed and very fortunate to have a gentleman who graduated from Carson in '96 and became a seasoned sports broadcaster. He has all kinds of presence on the Los Angeles scene. He does pregame, halftime, and postgame hosts for the Lakers on ESPN Radio. And he brings insight and energy in all of his broadcasts. He keeps Laker fans, and there's going to be a lot of those in here, engaged and informed. Additionally, he hosts ESPN Radio in Los Angeles and is a play-by-play for Golden Boy Promotions boxing events. So he does boxing as well as basketball and as well as other things too. He's also been on the newscast on Channel 2 Sports quite a bit, and he does beyond radio. He contributes to Spectrum World Sportsnet. So he has experience doing college, pro, everything else. And he's a local guy. He's a Carson graduate. He's Carson through and through. He does a lot of things, charitable work, and volunteering his time right now. And he inspires Latino journalists in various speaking engagements and workshops. He ran for Coach Mocknick. Those of you who've been around for a while, you remember Bill. He ran cross-country for Mocknick, and he played baseball for Klein. And he was the sports editor of this Trailblazer as well. So we're fortunate to have as MC, and let's give him a round of applause for Beto Duran.
All right, well, I'll fix this eventually. Thanks to Mason, and anybody who's been involved knows that Mason has been calling you over and over and over to help out. Right, Klein? Everybody's been getting a phone call, help out for the volunteer. Thank you very much. This is my second time being the MC, and I'm honored to be here. This is really cool to see some of the teachers that we had, some of the people that we grew up around here, and being able to see everyone 17 teams talking back and everybody doing each other like that. And Mason was like ready to hit that on their own. So it felt like we're back in high school right now. Really cool to see Tim Center. I mean, he's a good boy. So that was really good. So I'm the MC for tonight. We're going to do a lot of classes. We're going to have that time right now. But what we're supposed to do, I believe, is the band take it over right now. Right? Is it the band time right now? Right now. Let's go. Now 1972. The 71 on stage. This is the 72 squad coming up. That's 71 and 72 on stage. Now our individual awards. The newest Hall of Famers. Our newest Hall of Famers, stand up, everybody, round of applause for 71, 72. Our newest Carson High Hall of Famers. Really cool. Right now. 71, 72 on the stage right now. Of course, this isn't possible without our sponsors. And right now, I want to thank the Ezell family for being our sponsor for the third annual induction ceremony. Without the Ezell family, and also the Induction family, silver sponsor for the third annual induction ceremony here at Carson. Right now, I'd like to bring up a gold sponsor, Mr. Jim Deere. Say a couple words. There he is on that side. Some of you younger ones, he might have been your sub a couple of times with Stephen White. I know he was for me. You got to watch out for the offensive line, Jim. They're not moving. Hey, that's why they're Hall of Famers. They're tough. Here you go. Jim Deere, everybody.
A lot of fine people on stage. But, you know, there's no such thing as a bad short speech, so I'll be to the point. I want to thank you for using the Carson Event Center for this event again. Hope you use it all the time. And, you know, Carson is a wonderful city. Many of you know that already. Anybody here here for the first time? First time. Well, I'm sure you agree with you. The atmosphere in this room, the love in this room, the Colt love, and the Carson love is what it's all about. So again, my name is Jim Deere. That's the end of my speech, and I just want to thank all of you for attending. This is a great organization. I want to thank the organizers. God bless you. God bless Carson. Thank you.
Oh, we love that right there, the short speech. You got to get in front of the Hall of Famers right there, Jim. Cameraman right in front of you. There we go. All right. Minute and a half, Jim. We're not that we were keeping track. All right there. Now, bringing up from Watsonland, Trini Jimenez.
Thank you for that. I don't know if I'm going to beat Jim's speech for brevity, but hello, everyone. Good evening. My name is Trini Jimenez, and I serve as Vice President of Public Affairs for the Watson Land Company. And we are very honored to serve as one of your sponsors tonight. For those of you familiar with our company, you know we are a large industrial real estate company here in Carson. We have a very long historical presence here in the city. As a matter of fact, Watson Land Company predates the city. And we feel we have a responsibility to be supportive of many of the organizations that do great work in the community. And the Carson Colts Alumni Association is definitely one of those groups. So we are supportive, and we are honored to be partnering with you today so you can honor all of these folks here tonight. So all I'm going to ask is an applause for all the inductees, and that's the end of my speech. Thank you all very much.
And look, Trini, you forgot your plaque. And by the way, thank you for Watson Land, because I know most of us learned how to drive in that Watson Land area without a permit, right? Yeah, right. So you know you're for cars if you know Watson Land. Right? There's no trucks right there, Janny, so you can just drive. Who cares if you're going the wrong way? Sheriff's ain't showing up at night. Come on now. All right, so now thank you to Watson Land and, of course, Mr. Jim Deere. Let's bring up Council Member Jawan Hilton. Also Carson alumni. Oh, he got the pinstripe memo. Good job.
All right, tonight we came to present these proclamations. I happen to serve as the Mayor Pro Tem of the City of Carson. I have my colleague with me tonight, Jim Deere, council member. Excited, Coat Love, 1997. So, Adrien Alo. In recognition of your outstanding achievement as an honoree in the Carson Colts Alumni Association Athletic Hall of Fame, thank you for your countless contributions to Carson High School. Wishing you continued success in all of your future endeavors from a proud city and a community. And she rides for her community because when I see her out, she bangs on me for her community. So let's give it up for her. Donon Andrade. They all read the same thing, so we won't read them over. Duran. Beto told me. Alfonso Washington. Let's give it up for Alfonso. And we're not reading them. They all say the same thing. Trying to keep it in that 1 minute time frame. Arnold Ali. Ali. Sal Failla.
Thanks, guys. 17.
Picture right in the middle. Picture right in the middle, Sal.
Louie Fiatoa. Pro football player. Oh, and Ali too. Marvin Morris. Marvin brought his squad with him. He's not here tonight, but Bob Ezell. And on behalf of the entire City Council, thank you for being a part of the Carson Hall of Fame. Let's give it up for every inductee tonight.
Should have known. Invite all the Samoans, and it's that table's gonna be the loudest one right here. Yep. And oh, that's my brother, and I'm gonna hear that's my cousin. 1971, 72. You can go to your seats now. They'll be coming back up. Don't worry, you too, Sal. You can sit down. Yeah, everybody can sit. What's the name of the instructor? Okay. So they're gonna play a couple minutes. When are we doing? So bring her up. All right. You done? One more? You guys have one more in you? All right, the band's here. They got one more. One more in you. Let's go. Roman Hernandez in charge of the band. No pressure. There's a lot of Hall of Famers here waiting for you, Roman. Round of applause. Great job, Roman Hernandez. Great job, everybody. All right, now, so here's the rundown. We're going to have the anthem, the blessing and the food, and then we're going to grub, and then we're going to get everybody inducted, all right? So make sure your phones are charged. Right now, I'd like to bring up Ada Wilson for the national anthem. Ada. If you're able and willing to stand and take off your hat for the national anthem by Ada Wilson.
Thank you. All right. We're going to do a imaginary. We'll have an imaginary flag here. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ada Wilson knocking it out. Great job, Ada. All right, so we're moments away from having the food, but we got to have, of course, the blessing of the food. Let's like to bring up right now, Koba. I got it right. Sorry. Bring up right now. His name is Jacob, but nobody calls him that. It's Koba Canales. He's the associate pastor at Mission Ebenezer Family Church in Carson, and also a stud athlete as himself.
All right, who's hungry? You ready to eat? Let's keep this prayer short. Let's pray together. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this beautiful evening. We thank you for this chance to gather as a community. We thank you for the gift of Carson High, all the memories that we have for those of us who are blessed to be a part of that community. And we pray that you continue to watch over this evening, all of the conversations, friends that we haven't seen in a long time. We thank you for all the teachers, coaches, administrators, and all those who made it possible so that we can have this great event tonight and celebrate excellence and achievement in the city of Carson and at Carson High School. We ask your blessing over the meal. We thank you for the hands that have prepared it and that are serving it. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
And Koba was doing those interviews you'll be able to check out later on. Right?
And are we gonna ride the boogie? Share that beat of love. I wanna rock with you all night. Dance you into the sunlight. Rock with you all night. We gonna rock the night away. I'm so in love
The 1971 Carson High School championship football team. The 71 Colts, a team that has etched its name in high school football history, stand out for their undefeated season and a unique playing style. Coaches Volnagel and Hebner introduced a revolutionary veer offense inspired by the Naval Academy and guided by Frank Gantz, a Navy assistant coach. This innovative approach and their sheer determination led the Colts to a season of dominance. Their offensive prowess was unmatched. They racked up a staggering 482 points while conceding a mere 147, averaging over 40 points and 417 yards per game. They operated at an unmatched efficiency level, boasting an average of over 7 yards per play. While their offensive performance was outstanding, the Colts' defense truly set them apart. They were opportunistic and relentless, forcing 74 astonishing turnovers, potentially a state record. Their 41 fumble recoveries and 33 interceptions likely shattered previous records, holding opponents to a mere 207 yards per game and approximately 3.5 yards per play. They were a defensive force to be reckoned with. Cal High Sports aptly noted that the Colts epitomized the concept of 11 hats on the ball, a testament to their cohesive and relentless defensive effort. Two games stand out as defining moments in the crucible of competition. Against the formidable Gardena Mohegans, halftime adjustments orchestrated by Volnagel and Hebner spurred a remarkable comeback, clinched by Doug Ellison's connection with Wesley Walker on the iconic X-Dock Cross route, followed by a game-sealing drive. One of the most memorable moments in the team's journey was the clash with the Banning Pilots. Ranked first and second in the city section, both teams fought fiercely, culminating in a heart-stopping finale witnessed by over 15,000 spectators. Rob McLean's electrifying punt return and Jimmy Viapau's subsequent two-point conversion sealed the Marine League championship in a dramatic 29-28 victory, a moment that will be forever etched in the annals of history. Individual accolades poured in, with the record-breaking 14 players receiving all-league honors, 11 securing all-city recognition on 3 teams selected, and 8 named to the All-South Bay. First-team All-Marine League selections were Wesley Walker, Mekhi Solimano, Chris Alberg, Peter Minko, Louie Fiatoa, Kim Weiss, Jimmy Viapau, Willie Guillory, Maine Vavau, Brad Vaughn, and Mike McClure, who was the Co-Marine League Player of the Year. Marvin Morris, Doug Ellison, and Danny Kaye were on the second team. The Colts receiving first-team All-City recognition were Chris Alberg, Louie Fiatoa, Kim Weiss, Mike McClure, Jimmy Viapau, and Willie Guillory. Second-team honors went to Maine Vavau, Brad Vaughn, Wesley Walker, Mekhi Solimano, and Peter Minko. All-South Bay recognition was awarded to Kim Weiss, Louie Fiatoa, Mekhi Solimano, Peter Minko, Chris Alberg, Jimmy Viapau, Mike McClure, and Maine Vavau. As the 71 team takes its rightful place in the Carson High School Athletic Hall of Fame, we salute their extraordinary achievements and extend heartfelt congratulations to the team members and coaches who forged an unforgettable chapter in the school's history. I present to you the 1971 Carson High School championship football team.
That was pretty awesome. Right now, Chris Alberg, Dennis Antonio. Step up, Dennis. Come on, get out of the shadows, Dennis. Ernie Bachelier, Alex Blanco, Ed Blas, represented by Tio Masuda, Brick Bunch, Doug Ellison, Sal Failla, Louie Fiatoa, represented by Julie, Staten Gibson III, Sam Harper, Pat Hoynion, represented by Laura, his wife, Danny Kay, Mario Licciardi, Ron McLean, Eddie Martin, represented by Monica Martin, Mike McClure, Jose Mesa, Marvin Morris, done? Next one. Ready? Randy Morris. I'm good? All right. Jack Sander. Richard Schwecke. Joe Ship. There he is. Meki Solomona, represented by Saili Tuitasi, his sister. Dave Spansky. James Vipao. May Vaval, represented by Afa Vaval. Wesley Walker, a member of the inaugural Hall of Fame cast, and Pete Velasquez. Your 1971 City Championship and now Hall of Famers. And now a few words from Doug Ellison about the 1971 squad.
For those of you that don't know, my name is Doug Ellison. I was privileged to be the quarterback on the 71 team. I'd like to start out by congratulating Carson on their win last night. And the last thing I'd like to say is, when I volunteered to do this, I had no idea we were going to have 450 people willing to give up their Saturday nights and attend this. Thanks for coming on behalf of everybody on the stage. Okay, so 71 team, 12-0. One of two teams at Carson that were 12-0. We obviously won the city championship in 71 and won it pretty handily. And it wasn't due to one player, it was due to a team pretty much across the board. But what I'd like to do first before I get into some of that is, with my teammates' permission, I'd like to thank Carson Alumni Association, Richard Main, the committee members, and numerous others who helped found this Hall of Fame concept at Carson a few years ago, and to Betty Kennedy, who is providing a lot of the visual mementos for this celebration. So, round of applause, please. Without them, we wouldn't be here. I hope I'm not going to run up against my 5-minute clock. So, anyway, there are many team members on the 71 team that are being honored tonight as inductees. Sadly, after 53 years, we lost 6 people from the 71 team and 11 between the 71 and 72 team that aren't here and are being represented by family and friends. Please keep them in mind as we go through the rest of the night. Anyway, there are another handful of people on the 71 team that we just had no idea how to get a hold of. And I think there were 6 or something like that. So we'd love to be able to track them down, but maybe they'll show up at some point in time. So the common topics that really, people talked about this team was the 12-0 record, obviously, and the 40 points a game. The thing we didn't talk about, and it was mentioned in the video and in the previous conversation, was the 71 or 74 turnovers, depending on which number you use, from the defense, and that's partly why we had the ball and scored. So congratulations to that defense. It is the second most turnovers in recorded history since World War II across the prep. And actually, if you think about it, it's phenomenal. And people cry when they get 2 turnovers against them. This was 6 and 7 at a time. So the other thing that, various publications talked about us, that mentioned 11 hats on the ball. We were actually named the California State Champion, although we never played off for it. Nor did we ever play off for the national champion, but we are also named #1 champion, #1 in the nation. We were the most balanced city championship team ever in the LA school history. One of the most talented teams in LA school history, and I already touched that one. So anyway, a lot of good things said. Some of it can't be proved, but we'll take them. Many of us have seen teams that practice every fall, and they're out there and sweating hard every day after school, and getting beat up. And our team, we were out there every day, no exceptions. The differences were, most of the time in the 71, we were out there in helmets and shoulder pads, not in full uniforms, because these guys knew how to hit. After practice, everyone came back 2 to 3 days a week for weightlifting. Teams also met daily in the lunchroom. We were in there to learn about our opponents and develop strategy on how we're going to beat the next one. We had morning meetings. We had Sunday reviews of our games, and of course we played mostly Saturdays. 17 to 22,000 fans, frequently at the games. Venues like El Camino, Veterans Stadium, Harbor College, East LA. In the semifinals, we played at the Rose Bowl, which was really cool. Hard work does pay off. Does not stop with this group, however. There were a bunch of other people that made us better, and those were the sophomores and juniors and some of the underclassmen that we practice with every day. It forced us to get better. It also helped them develop as a group. And the next group that's going to be up here is the 72 team, which a lot of those people belong to that category. And they also finished 12-0. So back-to-back 24-0. The last thing I'd like to talk about quickly, I hope I'm doing okay on time. The team obviously is being honored here, but this was kind of a big cultural thing at Carson, and there were a lot of people involved and should be recognized, including people like the cheerleaders and the banner girls and the rifle girls and the drill teams and the band, and probably a whole bunch of other ones I didn't really think about. But those people were surrounding us. They gave up their Saturdays. They gave up after school. They spent countless hours practicing, pep rallies, making banners, attending home games away. There were things like corsages for mothers that I don't think we do anymore here, but that was a weekly deal. Photos from players that a lot of them we're seeing up here. And the last thing I want to say is, if you were watching during dinner, there was a video of a lot of the games. I started looking for those about 5 years ago because I thought it'd be cool to show my grandkids. Couldn't find them. Looked again this year, couldn't find them. had almost given up, and word got around somehow, and Keistay's wife had found a box of stuff in Keistay's, I don't know, office or somewhere, and she said, I think you might be interested in some of this. So she looked at the tape and had her son look at the tape, and sure enough, there were 3 games out of the 12 that there were the 8mm original videotapes from the games that we used to use as a diagnostic tool for the team. So we had them digitized into a DVD, and I have a few copies of those if anybody's really interested and wants one. I'm trying to recover my cost at a nominal value, not a lot, but see me if you're interested. I didn't search for 72, and I really don't know. I'm told the 71 tapes were disposed of, the rest of them, and possibly 72 as well. I can't speak to that. I'm just glad we found the 71 stuff. A little selfish. So anyway, in closing, congratulations to the inductees. Hope this whole Hall of Fame thing will help foster, school spirit, as well as participation and excellence in the Carson High School athletic programs. So thank you all for your participation in this. And the one last thing for those of us that are players, thanks to all our parents for allowing us to do what we did and take care of all the things so we could concentrate on playing this good game. Thank you.
Nice job. Got 4:59 right there. Remember, Alo, when you come up here, you only get 5 minutes, all right? Since you're the youngest inductee, Adrien Alo. All right, so we're going to bring up the 1972 squad right now. 72, line up to the left of the stage, please. Or Sal, you could just stay there. Or Joe, you could just stay there, don't worry about it. But 72 squad, line up to the side. All right, so we'll bring them up individually. Executive decision was made. We want to give everybody a chance to get their shine. And then we'll have them up here and then show the video. Which, by the way, great job, video squad, putting it together. Klein, we ready? All right, 1972, the newest Hall of Fame inductee. Start off with Robert Austin. Larry Borges, represented by Kira Borges. Larry Castagnola. Right in the middle, make sure you take your picture. Come on, Larry. There's your picture, Larry. If you want to, show the plaque if you like. Take a picture. Somebody take a picture. Sal Failla. Stay seated, Sal. Fuatu Falo. Kenny Gibson. Pat Hoyne, Laura representing. Kenny, right there in the middle. See, Kenny knows how to take that picture. Jay Jensen. Dale Johnson. Dan Cato. Dan, picture right here. Rob McLean. Nope. Sorry, Rob. No, don't be sorry. Good. We have plenty of time. We'll get you a plaque eventually, Rob. So Yanni Yaka, represented by Stephanie Moore, cousin. Marvin Morris. Really? That's all you got? Yeah, Marvin Morris. Marvin, you know them? See? Bruce Nation. Yeah, Bruce. So my brother married his sister, the next man coming up, and I never knew he went to Carson until today. Daryl Nishimoto. So I guess all roads do lead to Carson. I guess we're brother-in-laws, yeah, sure. Pete Pagaling, represented by Alasia, his wife. Vic Resendez, represented by Elaine. Timothy Shanzi. There you go, Timothy. Joe Ship, right back there. Joe said no pictures, bro. No pictures at all. But now he wants one. See, if you might have a strut like that, go for it. Patrick Silva. Oh, with a beautiful jersey. Look at that. David Spansky. Ricky Taylor, represented by Tiffany Taylor, his daughter. Gerald Thornton. Nope. Rowan Tupioval. All right, one more time. Rowan Tupioval. Right in the middle, Rowan. Get that picture. Yeah, see, Rowan knows. When you wear all those rings, you better get that picture. Hall of Famer Wesley Walker. New York Jets legend. Should have seen him in 2019. He had the green velvet jacket on. Oh, man. Randy Walters. Gerald Willis, represented by Justin Willis, his brother. Representing John Wills. All right. The 1972 Hall of Famers.
The 1972 Carson Colts football team etched its name in history by completing an extraordinary 12-0 season, extending its LA City record for consecutive wins to an impressive 24 throughout 2 seasons. Additionally, it set a new LA City benchmark with 11 consecutive playoff victories over 3 years, maintaining an undefeated record in playoff games throughout the school's history. Coach Vollnagel was left in awe after the team's unexpected triumph in a city championship game. Originally, he had predicted a rebuilding year with a projected 3rd place finish in the Marine League. However, The team's unwavering resilience and relentless work ethic, demonstrated in the face of challenges and mistakes, led them to a perfect season and a championship win. The 72 Colts faced formidable challenges from Manual Arts, Gardena, and L.A. Wilson, all of whom were known for their strong football programs. The season opener against Manual, who would later earn a spot in the city playoffs, was a closely contested game that the Colts won 27-20. Keith Fulbright and Pat Silva spearheaded the offense, combining for passing touchdowns of 25 and 85 yards, respectively. The game against Gardena was a thrilling battle that unfolded before a crowd of 15,000 fans. The Colts, leading 7-0 at halftime, found themselves trailing 12-7 early in the fourth quarter. It was Keith Fulbright's 30-yard touchdown run that reclaimed the lead for the Colts at 13-12. However, Gardena responded with a field goal, pulling ahead 15-13 with just 41 seconds remaining. Still, the Colts, on a last-minute drive, managed a dramatic finish with only 2 seconds left on the clock. Fulbright, connection with Wesley Walker on the ex-Doc cross, led to the game-winning touchdown and a thrilling victory. The city playoff semifinals saw the Colts pitted against undefeated Wilson, attracting a standing-room-only crowd at East LA College Stadium. Wilson scored the only points of the first half, leading 7-0 at halftime. The undeterred Colts took the second half kickoff and drove 86 yards, tying the game with a spectacular 51-yard flanker reverse by Wesley Walker, who benefited from a crucial block by Marvin Morris. After halting Wilson's next series, the Colts marched 52 yards down the field, with Ricky Taylor scoring from 20 yards out to secure a hard-fought 14-7 victory. The Colts' exceptional season was recognized with numerous honors. 6 players were awarded all LA City accolades, including first-team recognition for Wesley Walker, Sal Failla, Rick Taylor, Marvin Morris, second-team recognition for Dave Spansky, and third-team recognition for Ray Chappa. Their individual contributions, each unique and significant, were instrumental in the team's success and are a testament to their skill and dedication. 9 Colts were named to the All-South Bay teams. Wesley Walker, honored as the South Bay Player of the Year, joined Sal Failla, Marvin Morris, and Rick Taylor on the first team. Larry Castagnola, David Spansky, and Ray Chappa earned second-team recognition, while Joe Shipp and Rowan Tupuyavao were selected for the third team. The All-Marine League teams featured 14 Colts, matching the number from 1971. Wesley Walker, who also received the Marine League Player of the Year award, led the first-team offense along with Keith Fulbright, Rick Taylor, Joe Shipp, Larry Castagnola, Sal Failla, and Ken Gibson. The first-team defense included David Spansky, Pat Silva, Marvin Morris, and Ray Chappa. John Willis, Ricky Jones, and Rowan Tupuyavao garnered second-team honors. The 72 Colts have earned a well-deserved place in the Carson High School Athletic Hall of Fame. Their record-setting season, highlighted by a 24-win game-win streak and 11-0 playoff streak, is a testament to their determination and excellence. We proudly congratulate the team members and coaching for their outstanding achievements and enduring legacy. I give to you the 1972 Carson High Championship football team.
And now a few words, Mr. Suikawa, Coach. Suikawa to say a couple words. As I told him, you're going to say a couple words after we're done videos. I didn't prepare anything. I don't want to talk about these guys. Well, Suikawa, you got no choice. You got to talk about these guys.
My name is Bob Suakawa, and you were lucky that I wasn't one on your list. I was an assistant coach on both teams. I've been coaching with Carson for a little over 20 years. I've been given the honor of introducing the 72 Carson High championship team. See, I had that written in my notes. But they changed it at the last minute. It's hard to believe that it's been 52 years since the 71-72 teams. These two teams accomplished a lot. Time has passed at such a rapid rate. I can still remember many of the names on my list. But when you people came up to me, it was hard to recognize you, and I know I've changed as well. So it was a little harder to recognize many of you in person as you've changed physically as I have. So they say that age is just a number. Don't believe it. You were a team to succeed. Oh, by the way, they say to keep this short, and this is going to be short. But you were a team to succeed because of what the 71 team had done, and several of you were on the 72 team. We had quality athletes, but to succeed as a team, we needed every one of the people that were on this list. I can say about the 72 season, I don't know what to say about the 72 season because it was already set up there. But I can relay, because I don't want to take too much time, I can relay a short story of some of the players, like Marvin Morris. Marvin Morris, when he came in as a 10th grader, he was going to play for the B team for Coach Pacheco and Irvin. But he was too big, so he wasn't eligible to play. So Marvin decided, well, he wasn't going to play with a varsity, but he didn't want to play with the likes of his big brother Randy Morris, Louie Fiatoa, Wayne Bavo, and Mickey Salamona. So he wasn't going to play. But we got him and talked him into playing. So since he didn't want to play with the big boys, I told him to come and play with the linebackers. They're not quite as big. So he agreed, and he came out and played for the linebackers. So the first day of practice, after the first day of practice, the coaches, we were in the coach's room and talking, and we mentioned Marvin Morris. Well, we made him first team after the first practice. So and that's the type of athlete he was. But the problem was I had him as a linebacker, and he was doing real well. But now Coach Hebner, who was the line coach, he decided he needed a down lineman. So naturally, he has seniority, so he took Marvin from me. Now Marvin became the defensive lineman, first team. So that was okay, but after the season went along, we had some injuries at the running back corps. So Coach Volnagel decided he needed a good running back, so he took Marvin from Hebner. So now Marvin is a running back. So he was an all-purpose player. And one other story about Marvin is that we were playing in a city playoff game, and in these playoff games, they used officials from other leagues. And so during the game, Marvin was hit with a 15-yard penalty, unnecessary roughness. Okay, well, that happened. Then pretty soon he got hit with another one, and then another one. So he had 3 15-yard penalties against us, all on Marvin. So Coach Volnagel went up to the official and said, why are you calling these fouls on Marvin? And the official said, well, he's tackling too hard. And so that was it. And one other thing, they mentioned Wesley Walker running the pass play to beat Gardena High. Well, that pass play is called X-Doc Cross.
And for many, even the players, I don't know if they knew this, but that came when Balnego and he were playing at Banning High School. And it was named after a elderly teacher there named Mrs. Cross. So it was named after her, X. Cross. And that was the one play. And I might add also that during the 71-72 teams, we didn't throw many passes. Balnego ran, we had the option going, so he just ran the option up and down. And the running backs run up and down the field. And then whenever we needed a touchdown or so, he'd throw a pass, mainly to Wesley or even Joe Shipp or any of those players. But anyway, I said I wasn't going to take a lot of time. So, what should I think? Because I was involved in the Carson football for over 20 years, it's difficult to remember in too much of that. 52 years is a long time. So, anyway, I got here. We were instructed to hurry along with our instruction. And I think this is going to be the shortest one. But I don't think hurry is a legitimate request to ask an 86-year-old man like me. So just think, back in 1971 and 72, for you players, Coach Pacheco and I were only 34 years old. So now you know how you must feel now. And Coach Irvin, I don't think was 30 yet. So at any rate, so much for that. So all of you, by the way, were in your teens. But look at all of us now. So anyway, I'm going to close with that. Sorry I didn't go through with the introduction because I would have liked to have done that. But anyway, as it turned out, everybody got recognized. That's the main thing. So, Joe Orbeal raised his hand. Coach Orbeal is over there at the table. With the other coaches, Orbeal and Elisiri were instrumental in helping the 71-72 team. And of course, you wouldn't have a 71-72 varsity team if you didn't have the B program under Pacheco and Coach Irvin. And I think they had a better record than the varsity did. So at that, I'll close, and sorry I messed up here. Boy, who's next?
This is Suikawa. Great job. I'm not telling him to hurry up. I got a B in physiology. I'm not going to tell him again. I tried to argue with him. He's like, no, you did not do well in my class. So simple as that. Now I understand all you football players. Now I get it. All right, right now, where's my list? Sui, did you steal my papers? You stole all my papers. You stole the list. Yeah, you took the program. I mean, I got to ad-lib. All right, Suikawa, can I get an A in the class now?
Coach Bob Ezell. Bob was born and raised in Wilmington. He attended Banning High School, where he lettered in baseball and basketball. Bob was chosen for the All-Marine League in 1948 while at Banning. He graduated from there in 1949. Bob was offered a baseball scholarship to UCLA, but instead chose to play professional baseball with the then Boston Braves minor league team. Then came the Korean War, and he was called to active duty in 1950. During the war, Bob suffered major damage to his foot. After discharge, though not fully healed, he tried professional baseball again in the spring of 1952, this time with the then Brooklyn Dodgers minor league team. He then found out he needed eyeglasses to see properly and came home. He decided to attend college on the GI Bill for a degree in education and became a teacher coach. He graduated from Long Beach State with a master's degree in 1957. He taught at Banning in 1959 and then to Carson when it opened in 1963. Bob coached varsity basketball at Banning and Carson for 6 years each. He was a baseball coach at Carson for 16 years, 6 of those as the varsity head coach, until he retired after starting Diamond Sports with 4 other coaches in 1978. Bob coached 2 teams who made it to the finals at Dodger Stadium. In 1968, losing to Gardena 5-4, and in 1977, losing to Cleveland, also 5-4. He coached 4 players who made it to the big leagues: Terry Humphrey, Terry Wilhusen, Steve Barr, and Dwayne Buse. He also coached Monty Cloward, who was the co-captain at Cal Poly Pomona, who won a national championship. As a basketball coach, he helped develop Bob and Rob Holmes, 6'7" twins who went on to Pepperdine. Also coached Randy Brown, Cal Poly Pomona, and Pat Holmes, Cal State Long Beach. As a teacher-coach, he impacted many other lives as well. Highly respected by players and other coaches, Bob maintains that his biggest achievement and accomplishment was mentoring student athletes. To this day, Bob continues to donate thousands of dollars in equipment and supplies to Carson High, Little Leagues, and community baseball and softball programs. Bob was one of the original and is the last living coach from when Carson High first opened. Bob married while in college and raised a family of 4. Bob Ezell leaves a legacy that is deserving of induction into the Carson Colts Athletic Hall of Fame. I present to you Coach Bob Ezell.
And to speak on Coach Ezell, I introduce you Mike Klein.
Bob couldn't make it tonight. He doesn't do too well getting out late at night, I think because of his age and everything. So he jotted down a few things he wanted me to share with you. Said, Bob could not make it this evening. I am here to share a few words from him. I don't think I have ever met a person so humble. Our conversation always drifted back to the pride he takes in knowing the lives he touched are successful today. His greatest pleasure in teaching and coaching has been mentoring young people. His journey to Carson is not what you'd expect. In his words, he was fortunate to be one of the first teachers and coaches at Carson High, which opened in 1963. Carson ultimately became one of the great schools with its excellent athletes, students, teachers, and administrators. When asked how he wound up being on that opening faculty, it was because of Mr. Bernie Donahue, the first principal at Carson. Bob was a senior at Banning, where Mr. Donahue was the vice principal. He took Bob out of study hall and made him his monitor for the year. After Bob graduated, Mr. Donahue became the principal. During the late 50s, Bob was teaching at Hamilton Junior High in Long Beach, but he still lived in Wilmington. One day on his way home, he stopped by Banning to watch the track meet. While there, he ran into Mr. Donahue, who asked him what he was doing. Mr. Donahue told Bob that they were going to be opening a new high school in Carson, and he was going to be the principal. Mr. Donahue offered Bob to come teach at Banning, and when the new school opened, he would take him with him to teach and coach. As Bob would say, a chance meeting at a track meet at Banning led him to Carson. Bob graciously accepts this award, and I on his behalf. Unfortunately, getting out is somewhat difficult these days for him. His presence is felt yearly with his generous donations to the Carson baseball program. Thank you again for this honor on his behalf. Sincerely, Coach E.
So if anybody's ever played baseball, yeah, those diamond baseballs, Coach Ezell. Again, all roads lead to Carson somehow, some way. Want to honor the Carson Colts Alumni Association. You guys did a great job helping out with this. This is nothing to do with the high school. It's the Alumni Association that helps put this on. The committee, Frank Saldana. Where's Frank at? Somewhere around here. There he is. Does a great job. Sal Pacheco, Tila Robertsons, Ralph Mertens, Cam Warner, Rosie Martinez, Doreen Iosua, Sal Failla, Tricia Pereira, and Richard Mason. So this is a year-round process to get this going. For anybody who's been involved with it, you'll get an email from Klein and Mason over and over and over. It's funny to see that it says sent from my iPad for the young kids. But they will remind you all the time that they're doing it for the betterment of the community and the alumni. And it's really cool to be up here to hear those stories. All right, now it's time for the individual awards. We heard from Klein bringing up Bobby Ezell. Next up is going to be Louie Fiatoa.
Louie Fiatoa. Louie was born in the village of Leon, American Samoa. He moved to Hawaii in 1960 and lived in Nanakuli, a small town in Oahu. His family moved to Gardena, California in 1968. His mother chose Carson High because family members suggested it. He played football for the first time ever as a 10th grader on the B team. The following year, as a junior, he started on the varsity under Coach Volnagel. Louie was named All-Marine League and All-LA City Section First Team. In 1970, as a senior, besides being All-Marine League and All-LA City, he was also chosen as the Carson Colts Football Most Valuable Player. He was also student body president and senior class president as a senior. Even though he was highly recruited out of high school, Louie had no intention of going to college. He just wanted to work to help his dad support his family. One day, some coaches from UC Riverside knocked on his door. They spoke to his parents for several hours and were fed corned beef and onions with slabs of taro. They convinced his parents that he should play for them on a full scholarship. In 1971, Louie was a freshman team most valuable player. He ended up playing 4 years at UC Riverside and was all CCAA first team. And in 1974 was the varsity team most valuable player as he was as a senior at Carson. Due to his exploits on the field and off the field at UC Riverside in 1990, he was inducted into the UCR Athletic Hall of Fame. He ended up getting his BS in science in 1974. He then had a chance to play for the Hawaiians of the fledgling World Football League and moved back to Hawaii with the team. In 1981, he received his doctorate in medicine at the John A. Burns School of Medicine at the University of Hawaii. In 1984, he completed his residency in pediatrics. In 1986, he went into private pediatrics practice in Waipahu, Hawaii, where he still practices. He also volunteers as the team physician for high school football team. In 1976, he married his soulmate, Doreen Fa'amamu Tunoa, who passed away in May of 2021. He has 4 children and 6 grandchildren. Congratulations on an outstanding legacy, and welcome to the Carson Athletic Hall of Fame. I present to you Louie Fiatoa.
Dr. Louie Fiatoa.
Thank you. You know, undoubtedly some of you are thinking, as you're watching some of the folks come across the stage, you're thinking, those people played football? Good Lord, they look so old. But believe you me, these people played football. And you know, we played football when we were allowed to play football. Football changed a lot. Back in our day, when you had a concussion, man, that was a badge of honor. You wanted to be out for a few seconds and said, Coach, I'm ready to go back in. That was a badge of honor, man. Now, I don't know. We played football when football was football. Thank you so much. I am totally humbled by this gathering. Had no idea it'd be something like this. I had no intention to bring my entire family because, I downplay a lot of these things. When I was inducted into the UCR Hall of Fame, just me and the wife went. Didn't tell the kids at all. This time, couldn't keep it a secret. Now they're all here, and I'm so thankful. Before I forget, let me thank Sal Failla for nominating me. I didn't know you had to be nominated, but I appreciate it. So, yeah, it's a night to talk about football. But for me, when there's gatherings like this, I have to acknowledge life. Not a deep thinker. I'm just a regular guy who loves his family, who loves his passion, who loved his wife. And so let me tell you what football taught me. When I first came to Carson, I played B football for Coach Pacheco. He reminded me that I was late. I was late? I didn't have money to buy stuff. That's why my brother and I never played football, because it cost too much money. We lived in a Gardena district in a house that had a half a number as the address. 312.5 Griffith Street. Now, you live in a half house, you're on the pole side of the track. We were so poor, like the comedians say, we was poor. We couldn't even afford the O and the R. We was poor, but we was happy. So when I got to B football, I didn't know how to put nothing on. I had the hip pads, I had it in the front, I had the knee pads here, and, guys used to make fun of me until I started to learn the game. And then I played the game, and I was honored to play under Coach Gene Volnagel, whom many of you love and played for him. I really believe that if you ask most football players which coach was the most influential in their lives, most of them would tell you their high school coaches. And I was thinking, now why would that be? And I believe it's because we were teenagers at a time when we were sort of innocent in a way. We were malleable, we were coachable, we were moldable, and the coaches realized that. And that's why many of us remember our high school coaches with such fondness. And Coach Volnagel taught me so much about football, about life, about being a man, about taking responsibility. Yeah, then you get to college, okay. You get to pros, it's an individual thing. It's not a team sport anymore. But I think because a lot of us grew up with sports, we were conditioned. We were taught well. We were trained well. But when people ask me who my hero is, I hope you can answer like I do, my father. I hope you can always answer, it was your dad. And let me tell you this. My mother had so much influence on me. When Kisana, my brother, my younger brother, he's the big 95 on the picture there. When we were at Carson, my mother made one thing clear: you cannot have girlfriends, especially white girlfriends. Now, I think my mother, she never knew what the term racist wasn't even invented. We just used the word prejudice. So we say to my mom, Mom, you kind of prejudice. Shut your mouth. And you shut your mouth. So we never brought in girlfriends home. My 20-year reunion, one of the cheerleaders that I kind of used to like when I was, Louie, how come you never asked me out on a date? I said, come here, let me tell you. And number one, I had no money. Number two, I had no car. Number three, my mama don't allow it. My mom was just one of those women, man. When she said stuff, it was like the 11th commandment. You just don't mess with your mom. And I'd say this to everybody. If you want to strike fear in the heart of a Samoan man, there's two things that strike fear in a Samoan. Number one, his God. Number 2 is mama. Absolutely. And that's the way my mom was. She ruled her home with an iron hand. And I thank her for it. I was born of goodly parents. I tell everyone that. When people tell me, oh, I had such a bad childhood, I'm sorry. I didn't. I loved my childhood. I loved my friends. I loved my family. And because of the upbringing I had as a Samoan, you know, no matter what accolades I had, my father would always humble me. When I got my doctorate degree, and everybody was like, oh, God, what a smart boy. Oh, what a great thing for this Samoan kid. My father hugged me and he said, son, remember this. You know nothing. I said, well, boy, thank you, Dad. Man, that's my dad, man. He kept me humble. My mom kept me straight. My dad kept me humble. I'm so grateful these two people. I met the love of my life. That girl that you see in the picture there, that was our first date. My kids think it was gross. They said, ugh, you held her like that on your first date? I said, yeah. What's wrong with that? Look at the innocent picture. She was the second most influential woman in my life. I miss her so much. It's been such a wonderful couple of days here. I never had any idea this thing was this big. And I thank the committee. I thank those who were responsible. Thank Sal for nominating me. And you know the thing you heard about Marvin Morris? Absolutely true. The man was vicious. You see, he's humbling around a little bit now. Marvin was a bad dude. He was a bad dude, okay? I want to acknowledge the rest of the nominees. I noticed the fella there, Ali. He was born in 1970. I was just graduating. He was a baby. But congratulations to him and the rest of the nominees here. Thank you. I'm grateful to my Father in heaven for letting me be here tonight. Thankful that my family was here. Thankful my brother Keisha was recognized with his wife Julie. I'm grateful for everything that this country has given my family. I'm so glad my parents brought me here and didn't take me to Guatemala. You know, they could have gone somewhere else, but they chose to come to America. Thank you, Mom and Dad. The greatest nation in the world. God bless y'all.
One more time, stand right there in the middle. Dr. Louie Fiatoa, Hall of Famer. And if you grew up in Carson, we've all seen the Samoan moms. It doesn't matter if you're white, Mexican, black, or Filipino. We understand. You don't want to get fussy, right? Thanks, Johnny, for teaching me that. All right, let's bring up Sal Failla.
Salvatore Failla. Sal was born in New York, where he lived until 1968 when his family moved to the South Bay. Sal enrolled at Carson High in September of 1970. He had never played tackle football until he joined the B football team coached by Saul Pacheco, Finus Irvin, and Bob Suikawa. His team at the time had almost 100 players, and the practices were lively and spirited. Sal's skill, hard work, and effort helped him land a starting defensive tackle job after spring practice in 1971. That team is recognized at this Hall of Fame as one of the greatest of all time. Sal's most treasured athletic award was the Coach's Award he received from coaches Volnagel and Hebner, given to those players they believed deserved all-league consideration but were not selected. Quite an achievement for a player who had only 2 years of tackle football experience. The 1972 team, being honored today as well, continued Carson's undefeated streak. That year, Sal received first-team All-Marine League, All-South Bay, and all LA City honors. During his playing career at Carson, his teams were 31-0, never losing a game. While football was an important focus for Sal during high school, he also participated in school leadership opportunities, serving in the House of Representatives and as Commissioner of Athletics during his junior year, and as student body president his senior year. He also received the American Legion Award and was selected to the Amphibian Society at the senior awards ceremony. Sal went on to LA Harbor College for 2 years, 73 and 74. In 1974, he was selected to the All-Conference team and the All-Community College and Junior College teams. Sal then earned a football scholarship to Boise State in 1975. 7 plays into his senior year, he suffered a major knee injury, which ended his playing career. Sal returned to Carson High and helped coach the Colts from 1978 through 88. Work commitments ended Sal's coaching career, but he kept in the sport by becoming a football official. He worked high school, community college, and Division III games. In 2010, he was hired by the Western Athletic Conference as an official and worked his first Division I game between USC and Hawaii on ESPN. Sal retired from officiating in 2014, but continues his love of the sport by acting as an observer and assists with the development of officials. Sal also worked for the city of Carson from 1971 through 1988 and the cities of Whittier and La Habra, where he retired in 2018. He married his high school sweetheart, Sue Horn, in 1982 and has 2 daughters. Congratulations to Sal. Once a Colt, always a Colt. A legacy worthy of the Hall of Fame. I present to you Sal Failla.
There you go, Sal. Now you're walking fast. Earlier you were walking really slow. Now you're walking fast. I like that.
All I know is, Louie, if you were going to talk like that, I didn't want to be after you, man. That was too good. Thank you, though. Thanks. Okay. Peanut gallery over there. All right. Thanks for this great honor. I'm humbled by the consideration and the recognition. I want to start by recognizing and thanking the many people who have contributed in making me the person I am today. Like Louie, my parents were my heroes growing up. Phyllis and Sal Failla raised 6 boys. Rumor had it they were trying for a girl, but kept having boys. We teased my youngest brother that he was the girl, but he doesn't believe it. You might remember after games, my 3 youngest brothers, Larry, Chris, and Jeff, who were 3 to 7 years old at the time, waiting for us to get off the bus so they could carry my equipment. Mom and Dad attended all of our games, back-to-school nights, teacher conferences, and every other event we had. They never missed a game any of us competed in the park leagues through high school. Next comes our coaches. First, our B team, coached by Sal Pacheco, Finus Irvin, and Bob Suakawa. I'd never played tackle football before, but I was able to absorb the techniques and skills we were taught and apply them in practice, and more importantly, in games. A funny story, kind of like Louie, when we were being issued practice equipment at the end of the summer physical conditioning programs, the coaches told us to try on everything to make sure it fit. I put on my girdle, you know, the one with the hip pads and the tailbone pad in the back, except I put it on backwards with the tailbone in front. I'll never forget Roger Gilbert, whose locker was next to me, telling me I had it on backwards. Me quickly responding, oh yeah, I knew that, I was just putting it on to try it out. Anyway, our B team was undefeated and won the Marine League Championship. A great start to high school football. The varsity coaches, Gene Volnol, Paul Hebner, and Bob Suakawa, refined the skills training and taught the bigger picture of the game. I first met Vol when we were practicing for the 2 weeks allowed after the 1970 season when Banning and Carson were disqualified from the city playoffs. We were scrimmaging with the returning varsity players, and I was playing defense, which at that time you wanted to be on the offense. Anyway, I was doing everything I had been taught and was having a pretty good practice. Willie Guillory later told me they thought I was hearing the plays and cheating to make the tackle. Yeah, they got into a real tight huddle, whispered the play, and then came out and ran it. I again made the tackle, so it proved that. After the play, Volnogel looked at me and said, "Who are you?" I got nervous and said, "Failla, sir." "And you played B football?" And I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "You're the biggest damn B I've ever seen. Get over and play offense." He was a brilliant, eccentric, and very smart man, and helped me develop into a better player by teaching me to use my brain. Reading the player in front of us for a heavy or light stance, how to attack an offensive lineman, how to jab step before blocking a defensive lineman, and his sayings like, "Slap the butt and avoid the cut." Anybody remember that one? Come on. And "Without the sky, there are no stars," which meant we had a team, and then there were some stars that came out of that sky. So it was pretty good. I want to recognize John Birch, Joe Orbio, and Dave Elisiri for their efforts and guidance. Mostly Orbio for punching me in the kidney so many times. I think I peed blood for 2 years after that. Anyway. I was fortunate to help coach at Carson High School for 10 years after I came home from Boise State. During that time, I became even more aware of their dedication, knowledge of the game, and all the factors and strategies that contributed to our successes on and off the field. I believe we were very fortunate to be coached by these men. I can tell you that none of the coaching I received after high school came close to what these men provided. Please join me in a standing ovation for them, please. Okay, let's not go crazy. Now for my teammates. I want to thank each and every one of the 1971 and 72 teammates for making me a better player and helping me develop into the man I am today. If not, I'm just going to blame it on you anyway, so it doesn't matter. Whenever I talk about our teams, I always mention how we were like the United Nations. All different races and ethnicities, black, brown, Asian, white, and all the combinations thereof, working together with the common goals of being the best football players, best teammates, and winning city championships. I always remember that practicing against each other was usually tougher than playing against our opponents. To my 6 fellow 2-year city champions, Pat Hoyne, Rob McLean, Marvin Morris, that's right, Joe Shipp, Dave Spansky, and Wesley Walker. It was the best 2 years of my football life. I want to recognize and thank the family members of our teammates who have left us way too early and couldn't be with us tonight. I'm very happy you were able to be here and join us in this celebration. And last but not least, thanks to my family. This is where I choke up a little bit. First, the woman who's been there with me for the past 53 years, became my wife, the mother of my children, Sal Failla. She's put up with me, helped guide me, and made our family strong. My daughters, Jenna and Annalise, in the back. My daughter-in-law, Maria, my son-in-law, Gio, who have given me the greatest gift ever. My grandchildren, Enzo, Cooper, and Mia. My brothers, Larry and Jeff, and their wives, Rosa for Larry and Alex for Jeff. My sister-in-laws, Winnie Hom, Grace Hom, who many of you know already. My niece, Ellie Forcia, her husband, Leroy, and their daughter, Lenny Grace. In closing, we had a tradition after every game as the bus was pulling into the school. Anybody remember? Onward Christian Soldiers, right? Did we sing Onward Christian Soldiers every time? All right. It's been 52 years since I sang that song. And now, with you guys, some audience participation. Do you want me to read the words, or do you want to sing the song? I'm listening. Sing it? Not me. We're all going to sing this. Don't get it. I'm going to start it, and I'm putting the mic down. All right, I'll read it. It's easier. Yeah, let's get Johnny up here to sing. All right, the words. Onward, Christian soldiers, marching as to war, with the cross of Jesus going on before. Christ, the royal master, leads against the foe. Forward into battle, see his banners go. Onward, Christian soldiers, marching as to war, with the cross of Jesus going on before. And by that time, we had pulled in to the parking lot, to the access road there at Carson, and everybody came and stormed the buses, and it was awesome. Anyway, congratulations to my 71 and 72 teammates and the other outstanding athletes who are being inducted tonight for this great recognition. Thank you, Carson.
Sal Failla. Don't fall, but here's your plaque. And I'm not gonna say your brother Larry texted me, tell him to end it already. We don't want to sing. Great job, Sal. I don't care what Larry says about you. All right, Marvin Morris.
Marvin Morris was born in June 1956 in Udale, America, Samoa. In 1961, his family moved to Carson, where he attended 232nd Street Elementary School, White Middle School, and then Carson High School. As a sophomore, Marvin made the varsity team, where his talents not only dominated the field, but was the beginning of an outstanding football career. In his first year on the varsity, he was part of the 1972 championship team being honored tonight, and he was awarded by his play as a second-team All-Marine League member. His junior year, he made first-team All-Marine League. Then in his senior year, he was honored in the first-team All-Marine League, All-LA City, All-American, and All-State. He graduated from Carson in 1974. In 1974, Marvin played football at Harbor College, and in 1975, he transferred to Taft Community College. Then he completed his degree and was chosen first-team All-State, All-Conference, and the Defensive Player of the Year. Because of his successes in the classroom and on the field, Marvin was recruited to play at UCLA. While at UCLA, he was awarded Player of the Week twice, once against Cal Berkeley and once against Washington State. Upon graduation, he received his senior awards, teaching credential, and a BA in sociology. He then signed as a free agent with the Minnesota Vikings. After an outstanding athletic career, Marvin was guided in a different direction. He moved to American Samoa in 1978, where he began teaching history at Fiatoa High School. During that time, he met and married the love of his life, Marvin Morris, and made a decision that it would affect his life for the better. In 1985, Marvin decided to join the U.S. Army and move back to Carson. After military training in Oklahoma, Marvin was stationed in Germany from 1986 to 1991. He later was stationed in Fort Ord and Fort Lewis and later retired in Schofield Barracks, Hawaii in 1996. After retiring from the service, Marvin went back to school and received his master's degree in history from Cal State Dominguez Hills in 1998. He worked for Vopak until he retired in 2019. What Marvin did on the fields of play, in the classroom, and serving our country is truly commendable and certainly worthy of his induction into the Carson Colts Hall of Fame. Please welcome Marvin Morris.
Marvin Morris, everybody. Here's your plaque, Marv.
I'm still getting over Louie's Louie's presentation. It was so funny, him and Sal too. But I have the platform now to express and say to these people that probably never heard me in their whole life, and some are, well, a lot of them are not with us. Let me begin with my father, Utu Siningenge Randy Morris Sr., my late mother, Lonise Louie Morris, the late Beatrice Piki McCarthy Morris Utu, my sister Penelope Utu, the late Bikele Ngafa Randy Morris III, my sister Lamore Shatamonga Morris Utu Tonwao, my sister Tungu Ali Morris Utu Bird, and Virginia Lillian Morris Utu Brown, and to my brother Nestor Walford Wally Morris, and to my dear brother Randy Morris Jr. II. Football and the military and teaching has been really good to me. I mean, just listening to it is great. And with that said, I wish all of you, thank you for coming tonight, and thank you to my wife and my kids. Thank you, and to those who came before. And good night, everybody.
Marvin Morris, everybody. Next up, non-football, Donon Andrade.
Donon Andrade. Donon was born in Long Beach but raised in Carson. She attended Dolores Street, Carnegie Middle School, and then Carson High School. She graduated from Carson in 1979 and left quite a legacy while there in tennis. In 77, 78, and 79, she was undefeated as the #1 singles player in the Marine League. Also in 78, she led the Colts to a Marine League championship. Her exploits helped her earn a scholarship to Cal State Long Beach. While at Carson in 1978, Donon was a Carson High School homecoming junior princess as well. At Cal State Long Beach from 1979 through 83, she played in the Western Collegiate Athletic Conference in varsity team singles and doubles. In 1987, Donon started her career as a coach, teacher, counselor, dean and intervention support coordinator. She was at Gardena High from 1987 to 2017. From 1987 to 2008, she taught physical education. From 1987 to 1996, she was the head boys and girls tennis coach. As the head girls tennis coach in 1987, her Gardena team was undefeated in the Harbor League, finishing second to Carson High in the City 3A finals. In 1988, 89, and 90, her teams were undefeated in the Harbor League and were three-time LA City 3A champions. This was the first team in the history of Gardena High School to earn 3 consecutive CIF championships. In 1994 and 1996, her teams were undefeated Pacific League champions. In 1989 and 90, she was the cheer team head coach. In 1994 through 97, she was the swim team head coach. In 2000, she started the marathon Students Run LA. From 2007 to 2017, she was Dean of Students. Then from 2010 to 2013, she was the Assistant Athletic Director. During her last 7 years with LAUSD, she worked with a variety of youth intervention support programs and gang reduction and youth development programs. Donon worked with the Gardena Juvenile Justice Intervention Program sponsored by the Gardena Police Department for many years. The program's mission is to educate, support, and improve the lives of our at-risk youth to become contributing members of society. Due to the increased mental health issues that our youth suffer after COVID, Donon teamed up with GJJIP and established a peer mentoring group comprised of LAUSD and college students. A wonderful career as an athlete and 36 years of service to our students. Congratulations to Donon for a job well done, and welcome to the Carson Athletic Hall of Fame. I present to you Donon Andrade.
Good evening, everyone. I'm humbled and deeply honored to be inducted into the Carson Athletic Hall of Fame. This recognition represents not only my journey as a player, coach, and educator, but also the collective effort, support, and passion of everyone who has been part of my life. First, I would like to thank the Hall of Fame committee for considering me worthy of this honor. To be recognized along so many remarkable individuals is a privilege that I will cherish forever. My journey started on the courts at Carson High School in 1972 at the age of 11. I was a chubby little girl with asthma. Marv Glusak and Tom Spence conducted the first tennis clinic sponsored by LA City Schools Youth Services. They are the grassroots of Carson tennis today. Mr. Glusak, he's not here today, he's at home, but he's listening. You played a pivotal role not only in teaching me the fundamentals of the game, but also instilling in me a love for tennis. And that gift continued to grow with me throughout my entire career. Thank you so much. To my private coaches, Ken Porter, West End Tennis Club, and Ruben Mulatto, Carson alumni. Thank you for your incredible coaching and encouragement. And with your support, I was able to earn a USTA ranking as a junior player. In 1976, as a 10th grader, I was on par to play on the boys' tennis team. But due to a CIF rule change, that did not happen. Luckily, I was able to play on the girls' team. I want to thank Coach Nathanson and Coach Wade for their support throughout all of my high school careers. To my family who are attending here tonight, my nieces and nephews, brother, mom, everyone, I thank you so much and I love you so much for coming. You are my world. To my soulmate and best friend, James Whitaker, thank you for being my rock. We balance each other out. Your ongoing support and love means the world to me. To my mother, Donon Andrade, best tennis mom ever. You spent countless hours with no Google Maps driving me to workouts, lessons, and tournaments. You even made me hand-sewn tennis dresses and skirts. I am so grateful for your love and sacrifice. To my brother, Danny Andrade, Jimmy Sanders, and Richard Didion. You taught me how to be tough and confident at the age of 8. Playing football with you in the streets was a treat. And if I didn't throw a perfect spiral, that ball would come back twice as hard. You taught me how to bite the bullet at a very early age, and I loved it. To my father, John Andrade, In the late 1940s and 50s, he played football for Banning High School, Harbor JC, and went and played for the San Pedro Longshoremen semi-pro team. He was a force to be reckoned with and a man of true grit. Footwork and agility were his specialty. We did a lot of it on and off the court. It was all about sacrifice and commitment. On rainy days, he would make me hit balls against the backboard at Carson High School in my raincoat while he sat in his truck and smoked a cigar. And then we would go to Winchell's for hot chocolate and a donut. My dad and I also coached together at Gardena High School. He was an instrumental part in developing our championship teams. Dad, thank you so much for being my biggest fan and my toughest critic. To my Gardena family, including my administrators here tonight, thank you for your support needed during challenging times on our campuses, and most of all, trusting me when things got a little crazy. To my Carson friends that are here tonight, especially my Carson girls, also known as my Lulas, which stands for Love You Like a Sister. Thank you for representing and showing your Colt love. Your friendship and love is priceless. Transitioning into retirement has been great. Thanks to pickleball coach Scott Aquino, Coach Kathy Nicholson, and my pickleball family. I look forward to competition and making memories on and off the court. Now it's time to celebrate. Thank you so very much.
Andrade, Hall of Famer, to stand right here. Get your picture. Gotta show the plaque, gotta show the plaque. There you go. Do not find her in the kitchen. She's gonna attack. Tennis, the pickleball, here's your speech. Great job, congratulations. All right, up next, Al Washington.
Alfonso Al Washington. Al Washington began his athletic journey at the age of 10 as a multi-sport athlete competing against stellar athletes at Victoria Park. He played baseball, basketball, and was the quarterback as a member of the Carson Junior All-American Football Association. As a 14-year-old 10th grader at Carson High, Al was the quarterback of the 10-0 Marine League champion B team, where he was named Player of the Year. In 1981, as a junior, with John Moreno returning at varsity quarterback, Al showed his versatility by becoming an outstanding wide receiver. He caught 44 passes for 918 yards and 13 touchdowns, shattering fellow Carson High School Hall of Famer Wesley Walker's school records. He was also the team's punter. For his exploits, Al was chosen first team All-Marine League, Daily Breeze All-South Bay, All-LA City, and LA Times All-South Bay. He was also named to the Street and Smith Top 50 players nationally. Due to his exceptional junior season, Al was selected on the preseason All-American watch list. His senior season did not disappoint. While returning to his quarterback position, he ran a tight huddle. With the help of a great line, backs, and receivers, he threw for 1,876 yards, 28 touchdowns, and rushed for 420 yards and 8 touchdowns. Al was named the Player of the Year by the Marine League, LA Times, and Daily Breeze. He was also named the All-City Offensive Player of the Year. Al was then selected to participate in both the Southern Section Shriners and South Bay Lions teams. Though the individual awards were awesome, Al states that nothing compared to the feeling of winning the 1982 LA City 4A football championship alongside his teammates against Crenshaw at the LA Coliseum. Without his teammates, none of this could have happened. Carson had not experienced winning a championship since the 1972 team that is dutifully inducted tonight. It was the 82 team that brought football champions back to Carson High School where it belonged. Al went on to play quarterback at Long Beach City College and then matriculated to USC. He played wide receiver at USC for 2 years before suffering a severe knee injury. Though injured, he played 1 year of arena football for the New York Knights. Following his playing career, Al volunteered at Carson High as wide receiver coach from 1987 through 1988, as well as at Long Beach City College from 89 through 92. Al earned a BS degree in business management from the University of Phoenix in 1998 and a master's degree in education at UNLV in 2002. He taught in Nevada for 13 years and has resided in Henderson for the past 29 years, where he now works in the hospitality industry. Presently, he spends time as husband, father, grandfather, brother, and friend. He also loves sharing the relationship and salvation he has through Jesus Christ with anyone who will listen. Congratulations to Alfonso, once a Colt, always a Colt, a legacy worthy of induction into the Carson Athletic Hall of Fame. I present to you
Alfonso Al Washington.
Thank you for that warm welcome. I am honored to be inducted into the third class of the CHS Athletic Hall of Fame. Also, I am humbled to be entering with this outstanding class of athletes who are being honored tonight. Congratulations to all of you. Special thanks to Thomas Main and Gary Miller for nominating me, and to the committee for considering the body of work that was accomplished during my playing days at CHS. My athletic foundation was established, as noted in the video, while participating in sports year-round at Victoria Park, which I believe is the greatest park in the city. It was there that coaches such as Mr. Wilson, Mr. Frank Brown, Mr. Will Snead, Mr. Billy Moore, Mr. Pilgrim, Mr. Troutman, Mr. Izzy Washington, Mr. Nelson, Mr. Shows, Mr. Young, Mr. Abe Carter, Chico. My fourth grade teacher, Ms. Watanabe, and many more instilled discipline, hard work, and commitment to team, while teaching sound fundamentals and having fun, which led to a seamless transition from Carson Junior All-American football to high school. I began watching Carson High athletics circa 1976, where my brother Lenny Washington preceded me as a quarterback and laid the template of success, and was in awe of the annual classic game with Arrival, that school on Avalon located between the laundromat and the tire shop. Still can't bring myself to utter that name. But they're in the house. Any pilots in here? What's up? Glad you guys can make it. The stadiums were always packed, whether the venue was Long Beach Vet, East LA College, or the LA Coliseum. What made that rivalry so dynamic is that we found ourselves competing against neighbors, friends, ex-classmates, and sometimes siblings, as was the case with my long-term time friends, twins Trent and Travis McKay, with Travis making the right choice to become a Colt. My all-time favorite Carson High game was in 1978. Carson versus Granada Hills at Granada Hills, where they were led by QB John Elway. Elway was throwing darts and led his team to a 21-point halftime lead, and the CHS fans weren't happy. Coming out the locker room, it was obvious adjustments were made as the Colts came back to win the game 40-28, which made for a joyous ride home from the Valley. It was then that I understood the assignment. We were blessed to have coaches that drilled hard work, fundamentals, conditioning, and team concepts, which allowed us to compete at a high level against stiff competition citywide. While Coach Vonego gets most of the attention, he was blessed to have an all-star staff, which included some who have gone on, but I want to mention all of them because they meant so much to our development and success. Coach Irvin, Coach Dada Pacheco, Coach Mendoza, Coach Chico, Coach Ebner, Coach Simon, Coach Saul Pacheco, Coach Diamore, Coach Morris, Coach Suikawa, Coach Ordonez, Coach Failla, Coach Tupola, Coach Birch, as well as statisticians Tim Finney and Jimmy Jinkawa. Thank you, guys. I'd also like to acknowledge my classmates as well as teachers, parents, and Carson community who supported us faithfully each Friday night. My deepest gratitude goes out to my longtime friends of 52 years. You guys stand up. Stand up. Stand up. I've been playing with these guys since the 4th grade, and we're still friends. I love you guys. I stand here this evening simply by the grace of God, period. You see, God blessed me with talent athletically as well as academically. But I didn't tap into the latter, which caused a shift in how my journey through college would pan out. Truth is, I had a mother that prayed over my brothers and I without ceasing, and a father who worked hard to provide for his family. My mom used to be the loudest person in the stand. Whether she was banging a pie can with a wooden spoon, yelling, "Defense, defense," exhorting the cheerleaders to cheer louder, or shaking a coffee can full of rocks to make some noise. And then there was my dad, Richard Washington, who would make sure I had 2 steaks from Henry's Market before each game, one for me and one for Gary, so it would be nourished. I miss them a lot. God kept me and continues to do so through it all presently, due to my intimate love relationship with his son, Jesus Christ. And as a result, I am honored to say that I celebrated my 31st anniversary with my wife, Kimala. In July, have been blessed with 2 remarkable sons, Dante and Kylan. They live in Eugene, Oregon. And now spend my time delighting in my gifted, talented, athletic, good-looking grandson, Zaire Cole Washington. I'm telling y'all now, look out, because he's coming. In closing, all of this is humbling, and words cannot express how deeply grateful I am to be inducted into the outstanding 3rd Carson Colts Athletic Hall of Fame class. But I know the end of the story. Only what we've done to advance God's kingdom is going to stand when Jesus comes back to receive believers. And I want all of you to be caught up in the clouds with him. Thank you, and God bless.
Alfonso Al Washington. One more picture up. Alfonso representing Victoria Park. There, the VP. That's a good thing about Carson. Everybody has their park, right? You're like, oh, you from Carson? Where? What park? Scott Park, D8, Carson Park, the Patch, everybody, right? Some people claim Carriage Crest. It still smells over there. Right now, a man that everybody claimed, I remember watching him in 1988, the Fiesta Bowl, I believe. Was that right? Rocky Ishmael running past you? Arnold Ali.
Arnold Ali was born on June 17, 1970 in San Pedro, California. From an early age, his passion and talent for football became evident. He attended Carson High, where he was a 2-sport athlete participating in track and field and football. For track and field, Arnold advanced to the California State Championship meet and still holds a shot put record. He had an outstanding football career, earning a place on the All-American, All-State, All-LA City, and All-South Bay team as a senior in 1987. During his time at Carson, Arnold set school records for most sacks with 24, most tackles for losses with 48, and most tackle yards for losses with 251 in a career. Arnold's success at the high school level led him to the University of Notre Dame, where he played under legendary coach Lou Holtz. As a freshman, Arnold was the first in his class to start playing in all 12 games and starting the last 4. His efforts contributed to Notre Dame's perfect season and national championship in 1988, finishing with a 12-0 record. After a season at Notre Dame, Arnold transferred to UCLA in 1989, where he became a 3-year starter. His performance in the 1991 John Hancock Bowl, where he was named Most Valuable Player in UCLA's 6-3 victory over Illinois. Following his college success, Arnold embarked on a professional football career. He was drafted to his first NFL team by the New England Patriots and played for several NFL teams, including the Denver Broncos, San Diego Chargers, Kansas City Chiefs, and Seattle Seahawks. He also spent a season in NFL Europe, where he was part of the 1996 World Bowl champion Scottish Claymores. Arnold transitioned from playing to coaching in 1997. He was linebacker coach at Carson, LA Harbor, and San Jose State. He was also defensive line intern coach with the Cincinnati Bengals during the 2012 NFL playoffs. Arnold then became a head coach with stops at St. Anthony for 1 year, Bishop Montgomery for 8, Carson High as alma mater for 4, and Payson High in Utah in 2021. He led Payson to a 7-4 record, which was the first winning season they had since 1971. He currently is the head coach at Westlake High School in Saratoga Springs, Utah. Throughout his career, Arnold has been deeply committed to developing his players into men of high character, skill, and relentless grit. His coaching philosophy is built around 3 core values: love, trust, and commitment. Arnold also holds a bachelor's degree in sociology from UCLA and a master's degree in kinesiology from the University of Central Missouri. He now brings, because of this, over 20 years of coaching experience and teaching experience to his role. Arnold is married to his wife, Sive Ale, of 24 years. They have 4 children together, daughters Imeleta, 22 years old, Normalina, 13, and sons Zuli, 21, and Ruben, 15. Imeleta played volleyball and graduated from the University of Hawaii at Hilo, and Ui is a quarterback at the University of Houston. With his extensive experience as an elite player, teacher, and coach, Arnold Ali gives all of his success to the Lord, and he continues to inspire and lead, making a lasting impression on the lives of his players and the broader community. Let's welcome Arnold Ali to the Carson Athletic Hall of Fame.
Arnold Ali, one more time. All right, you got 5 minutes, right?
All right, got the clock right here. I'll be on time. Man, it's such a great honor to be here. I just want to give thanks to our Heavenly Father for blessing us this evening and bringing everyone here. So can I get a God is good? All the time? All right. Well, there's a lot of people that played a big part in my success, as a player, especially leading up to my high school career. And so I just want to acknowledge those people right now, and hopefully I'll be able to do it in 5 minutes. But first off, just like many of the inductees, mentioned, just want to thank my parents. They were my first role models. My dad, Real Pena Ali, rest in peace, and my mother, Fatulu Ali. They were my first role models. They cared a lot about, family. And although they were my role models, they never attended a game until my senior year. But they emphasized things that I feel that are more important, such as faith, family, education. And, they always said, hey, if you make the NFL, that's a blessing. If you get a scholarship, that's a blessing. But you got to focus on, obviously, number one, your faith. My parents, they made us go to church. They made us join the choir. They made us join the youth group. I mean, we were there. They were heavily involved in the church. Family, we're a strong family. We're together. Everything we did was together as a family. And then last was education. They always, stressed education, to go to college and get your degree. And, I was just blessed, and my brothers, we were blessed to be able to use football as an avenue to get an education. So they emphasize the things I kind of feel now as a coach that are more important. But at the same time, you play sports because you love it. You play football because you love it. And so I just want to say thank you to my parents who were my first role models. Thank you to, my family, my sisters. My sister Verna was the first one to go to college. She was the first one for my family, and then she went to UCLA. And then my second sister, Lynn, she went to San Diego State. So just as a young boy, watching them two go to college kind of motivated me. Like, hey, that's a realistic goal for me. And so, they played a big part. My brother Ruben, rest in peace. My brother Leroy, they were kind of like my first coaches. That's how I learned to play football. We learned on the street, our block. We would challenge other blocks. We would just play. And then, obviously that led to, we played at the parks. We represented Carson Park. So, yeah. But, they were my first coaches. They coached, I learned a lot from them playing football growing up. And then my sister Yvonne, she won't admit it, but she was my number one fan when I was in high school. So family was big for me. They played a big part, obviously in my development and in my success here at or back in the day at Carson. I also want to say thank you to all my coaches, all of my coaches from Carson Park. Coach Miyake, Coach Wingaese, Coach Vienna, Coach Malaulu, all those guys. They helped me, develop skills at the park, Carson Park. To my youth football coaches, Coach McCall, Coach Malaulu, Coach Holloway, Coach Lark. I played for Long Beach Poly Jets, but, we had a lot of Carson kids on that team. But, obviously they helped continue to mold me as I got to high school. And then obviously in high school, Coach Valnego, Coach Diamore, Coach Blankenship, Coach Suikawa, who was my linebacker coach when I first got there, Coach Guillory, Coach Starr, Coach Morris, Randy Morris, Coach Pacheco, although he was on the opposite side of the ball, he also, had a part in my development when I was in high school. So all these coaches, they made a great impact and kind of helped develop my skills, when I got to high school. And obviously, I had a great year, had a great time at Carson High. But here's the story. I didn't start till my senior year. I barely even played. My sophomore year, I didn't play Bs. I played JV, and JV was kind of the worse than Bs, right? For those of you, we all played JV. We played Monday Night Football. We used to play Monday nights. They didn't really care about us, but I played JV. I don't know if you guys remember this, but I was a spare part my first year. Coach Barney would always say, hey, B, C, then everyone else left, spare parts. I was a spare part. But, I was able to, learn a lot from my coaches. And like I said, my faith, my family, they kind of helped mold me to the player I became. And so I just want to say thank you to all of them. And more importantly, thank you to the 71 and 72 class. Let's give them a hand right now. And the reason why I say that is because you guys inspired me. It was great talking to you guys, but you inspired me to get all those records, individual records and team records. Because remember, we had Randy Morris and we had Willie Guillory on staff. Guillory was my linebacker coach, and I would always say, we're the best. We're going to be the best Carson team ever. And he goes, no, 71 and 72 teams are the best team ever. I said, why? Well, they won undefeated 2 years in a row, and they got all these records in the state records. And I'm like, man, we're going to do this. We're going to beat them. And so whatever records we hold, I hold and my team holds was because of you guys. So thank you very much for that inspiration, 71 and 72. Al Washington, man, I used to watch your games, man. I used to go to the Coliseum in East LA. It was always packed. That was Carson pride. Dr. Fiatoa, thank you. Thank you. I never told you this personally, but I just want to say thank you because you sponsored our breakfast when we went to Hawaii in 2017, right? And so thank you very much. I didn't get to meet you then. I didn't get to talk to you, but hey, thank you for sponsoring. This is when I was a head coach. We ended up going to Hawaii my first year at Carson. And so, Dr. Fiatoa was able to, gracious enough to sponsor us at this nice resort on the beach. But so many people to thank and not enough time. I'm 7 minutes right now, but I just want to say thank you. Thank you all for showing up. Thank you for coming. And especially my family. My wife, Sive, my daughter, Ime, Normalina, my son, Ruben. Ui's not here. And my nieces and nephews. Thank you guys for coming and supporting. I appreciate you guys. But thank you, CCAA. Great event. Can't wait for the next one. God bless you.
Arnold Ali, right there. That's a big dude. I'm not going to tell you after 5 minutes. Go ahead and say whatever you want, Arnold. I'm not going to tell you to stop, man. It's a big guy. But it's really cool what he said about how Doctor took care of him with the breakfast because we might not know each other, but all roads lead to Carson, right? If you see a Carson person or if you find out somebody's from 907-4546, it's, okay, we got, who do you know? And we always take care of each other. So I remember, Arnold, I was like 10 years old watching you play at Notre Dame, and when I was a Daily Breeze paper boy, I swear every Saturday morning before I delivered my paper, there was an Ale on the front page, right? It just seemed like it so happened. So when I saw you on Channel 4 at Notre Dame, and it said, from Carson, California, like, whoa, for real? We don't have to go to Wilmington. We have to go to other places too. We go to South Bend, Indiana. So that's awesome. But so just congratulations to the, Arnold Ali and all the Ali family over there, because there's a lot of them, right? We know all the Alis. What's up, Yvonne? And also, shout out to Raina Ali, Arnold's niece, who's the basketball coach at Bishop Montgomery, CIF champion last year. So even though she went to Bishop, she knows Carson's where it's at. There you go. All right, bring up right now somebody who I can't believe she's old enough to get honored, because I remember when she was like in T-ball, Adrien Alo.
Adrien Fuisomi Alo Lafiti. From a strong family line of humble athletes, Adrien began her softball journey as a young child at Foysia Park in Carson. The next few years, her dad, Uitime Rick Alo, as a U.S. Navy serviceman, was stationed at Point Mugu, California. Adrien acknowledges that her interest for the sport grew when she enrolled with the Camarillo Girls Softball Association. Adrien's passion and competitiveness allowed her to play for the Newbury Park Pumas, which eventually led to earning a spot on the Orange County Gordon Panthers 16 and under and 18 gold organizations, where they placed second nationally twice. It was at this time she noticed just a few other Samoan girls within the sport. This created a journey of self-awareness between two significant areas in her life, softball and the Fa'a Samoa culture. In the world of travel softball, games are often played on Sundays, whereas in her culture, school, home chores, family duties, church, youth activities, and cultural activities are priorities. Balancing cultural shock through her upbringing, Adrien remained a steadfast, determined, and dedicated softball player. As her family moved to Carson, Adrien brought her talents to Carson High, where her mother, Sharon Levi Alo, had attended. At Carson, Adrien was a 4-year varsity starter and a 3-year basketball varsity starter. Adrien also competed for 3 consecutive years in the NFL punt, pass, and kick competition, representing the San Diego Chargers at 3 AFC championships, where she placed top 3 female athlete in the country within her respective age group. While at Carson, Adrien was a 4-time All-Marine League, 4-time All-LA City, and 3-time Long Beach Press-Telegram All-Dream Team. The Colts were 4-time LA City runner-ups in her time at Carson. As a scholar athlete, she accepted a full athletic scholarship to Oregon State University. During her time at Oregon State, Adrien started 190 straight games and was known as a hard-hitting outfielder, finishing her collegiate softball career hitting .306. This included 34 home runs, which ranked her second all-time at OSU and moved into 4th place in the Beaver record book with 119 career RBI during her senior year in 2006. In her junior year, she was part of the first OSU team to win a Pac-10 championship. Adrien rounded out her senior year, helping the team compile a 43-16 record and another first for OSU, marking their first ever appearance in the Women's College World Series. For her exploits, Adrien was recently inducted into the Oregon State Softball Hall of Fame. After an exciting college career, Adrien was drafted as a first-round pick by the Connecticut Brackets in the National Pro Fast Pitch League. She later played in the Lisa Fernandez League and had the opportunity to travel the United States with the players from the USA Olympic team for exhibition games. With a remarkable softball career, Adrien was bestowed the honor of being the first female athlete to have her number 32 jersey retired at Carson High in 2008. Adrien chose number 32 because she wanted to follow in her beloved uncle, number 31, Michael Alo's footsteps, who was a great athlete at Banning. Adrien credits her successes first and foremost to the Lord and Savior, as well as the people she loves most, her family. She also wants to recognize that her late grandparents had a major influence on her life choices and successes. Lastly, Adrien would like to acknowledge the sacrifice that her mother and 3 brothers, James, Ryan, and Justin, had made that allowed for her to live out her softball dream. Adrien is now married to Taupau Louie Fiatoa and enjoys spending time with her family, attending church events, and traveling. She hopes to continue to be a role model by mentoring the younger generations in their quest to be the best they can be. Let's all welcome Adrien Alo to the Carson Athletic Hall of Fame.
You look good up there, James Alo. That's a nice picture of you too, man. One more time, Adrien Alo.
Oh my gosh. Well, I cheated and I wrote my speech here. Good evening, family, friends, and fellow Colts. First, I want to thank our Heavenly Father for bringing us all here together tonight to celebrate this beautiful event and honor the incredible legacy of our athletes. Thank you to the Hall of Fame Committee for organizing this beautiful event. And to my fellow inductees, congratulations. I'm honored here to share this moment with you and appreciate the impact you've made in our community. While I am deeply grateful for this honor, it does not belong to me alone. I stand here because of the many people who have inspired and supported me. I want to encourage all the women I'd like to recognize all the women athletes of Carson High who have paved the way for a younger generation of girls to excel in sports. With that, thank you to the committee and those involved for selecting me to be inducted into this year's class. For compassionate, optimistic, loyal, and thankful. These values shape your journey as I pursue follow our lead to higher education, collegiate professional sports, but most importantly, as waivers in my family, my fellow culture, and my community. Softball around me has taught me incredible lessons about teamwork, resilience, and hope. It opened my eyes to a world beyond our city, but it also strengthened my loyalty to Carson. where my family found the roots for my someone. To my Alina, my family, you are the reason I'm standing here today. To my friends, thank you for your courage and seeking better opportunities for future generations by creating someone here to invest. To my parents, Maria and Grandma, thank you for your independence, sacrifice, and resilience. Dad, thank you for your tough love and always remaining to stay humble. Mom, your sacrifice and the good of us all together. Thank you. The biggest fans, my brothers, Jane, Ryan, and Jonathan. Thank you for showing me selflessness. To my extended families, my uncles, and tenants, Uncle Ray, thank you for being the father figures when I needed it. And to my uncle Mike, my little Uncle Arnold, and who's that following ever, thank you for inspiring me. Black Faith, my husband, Louie Fiatoa, thank you for your love and unwavering support. And finally, thank you to my church for being my foundation of my faith. With God, I have found purpose, and I'm grateful to be able to inspire others, especially Carson's youth, to ready to dream big and shape their greatest potential. To the younger generations, to the young following girls, such as my nieces, Allie Madison, Ricky Riley, Lisa Joy, Eliana, Renna said, please know this. You're capable, you belong, you're beautiful, and you can achieve anything. With God, my family perseverance that is outreach. Thank you again for committing for hosting this beautiful event. Congratulations for your these, and thank you again for this honor. See you have been doing money close and see you.